Downtown, I got that heat, let's go.
SMT Nation, before we get started, please do me a solid. Please hit the like button. Please hit the share button. As we're waiting for everybody to pile in here, we'll wait another minute or so before we get started. Hope you guys are having a good day. It's kind of a random stream. But I mean, there's some important stuff to go over, so I didn't feel like making a video. I actually felt like doing a live stream, but, you know, whatever. This is how we'll do it. So I hope this live stream finds you well, and I hope everything is good in your life. Big shout out to the SMT Nation. If you're watching this in the live, hashtag 2LiveCrew. If you're watching this on replay, hashtag replay gang. If you got a blue wrench, hashtag mod squad. And if you're eating or you're hungry currently and about to eat, maybe it's lunchtime wherever you are, hashtag ravioli gang. Yeah. All right. Let's do it. Let's start the show. Let me know if my levels are good. Let me know if my audio is solid. Hopefully the music isn't too loud. You guys hear me good. I see a bunch of familiar faces here in the live. Bobby, Lawrence, Technoid, appreciate you guys being here and holding down moderating duties. What's up, SMT Nation? For those of you watching this on YouTube, what we're about to do is my dedication to completing a traditional podcast. I started to modify the podcast like in a way that I think for those that want to enjoy the audio only version, I'm going to start uploading them over to the Anchor site and then push them out to all of the podcast apps. So, actually, I'll tell you guys everything that's going on with the community, and then I'll include that. So, here's what we got going on. In the description box, we have all types of different links. You guys will see it. Go ahead and pop out of the live chat and look in the description box. There's ways to donate if you want to donate. I've always had a PayPal donation link. Everybody was asking me for Venmo and Cash App and all that, so I've provided that. So if you want to donate, you can. Thanks for the advance, thanks in advance for making those donations if you decide to do so. I know things are a little bit rocky right now with the economy. Nobody's obligated to do anything, but we do appreciate it if you decide you want to. So big shout out to all the donators out there. Also, we have a link to the Patreon page. Patrons get additional access, exclusive videos, live streams, early stuff, that make it to YouTube. There's all types of different things we do there. If that seems interesting, you want to take your SMT YouTube channel to the next level, an enhanced experience, then check that out. You got different tiers and stuff like that. So I've got everybody there from Pete all the way down to Technoid and everybody in between. The nation is getting very large there, and we're very happy about that. Anyways, what I was saying earlier about the podcast, if you like the concept of a audio-only podcast and an abbreviated version of this podcast, I've gone ahead and I've started to take the meat and the gravy of the podcast and upload it as audio-only to Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Anchor, Google Podcasts, Radio Public, Breaker, Pocket Cast, and Overcast. Right, the most well-known podcast applications and platforms. We're on there. So check out the SMT Wireless Report podcast. It's on all of those. So if you don't like opening up YouTube and having the video portion of it and, that sort of thing, that's an option for you. We do have a Discord server. That link is there. And then we have the Twitter handle @SneedTech, where we do Periscope Lives and other things like that. And that's pretty much it. And for anybody out there who is looking at a sponsorship or an ad spot here on the channel in any way and you just want to ask some questions, maybe you see it appropriate to maybe do some advertising, by all means, do check me out. Send me an email, sneedmobiletech@gmail.com. Big shout out to Cezar. Thank you for the #1 fan super sticker, super chat. And big thank you to Tana So Lit for the $2.99 super chat sticker. Yeah, fist bump. Yeah. Hashtag yeah. You guys are the best. Thank you for those donos. Always legendary, never secondary. My brother Tana So Lit's in the house. Thank you, Cesar. Appreciate you very much. All right. Now that we got that stuff out of the way, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to transition over to the production of the podcast. That's audio only. So I'm going to actually, I'll still be with you guys in the live chat and stuff. We're still going to be doing our thing. But I am going to be producing that portion. I'll try to keep it to like 20 or so minutes. So, yeah, we'll go ahead and get that started. All right, so this is the audio-only version that I'm recording here through Anchor, available on all your favorite podcast applications. Simultaneously producing this podcast on YouTube for those watching the video version as well. Big shout out to everybody. Thank you for being a part of the SMT Nation, and we're glad to have you. What we're going to do is we're going to take a look at some key topics in wireless. One is going to be an update to some policy changes over at Metro by T-Mobile. So I'll be doing that. I'll give you guys the lowdown and the skinny on that and what it means. And then I'm also going to be talking about what exactly is going on with AT&T. So for those of you that are familiar with AT&T, you know it's a mega company. It's a huge, huge company. They have wireline business. They have wireless business. They have TV. They have media. They're quite a large company, and they're international. They're not just U.S. based, but they're also in Europe and Asia and other markets. So massive reach of a company. What I also noticed about AT&T is not just the fact that they're very large, but they're also stretched very thin. So it's one thing to have, just a big reach in lots of different businesses, but they get pulled in a lot of directions. Usually parts of their business are successful and others are less successful, and they start to garner more attention. I like to focus on the wireless side, but the other parts of their business do affect even the wireless part, and I'll explain what's going on there with the AT&T Q2 earnings report and what this means for their near-term future and long-term future. And then also we'll talk about their national 5G and what that means. And then I think that's pretty much it. I didn't want this podcast to be too long. Let's go ahead and let's actually start first with this Metro news. And big shout out to Mikey Tech Review. Thank you for that super chat donation. Appreciate you very much. Tech Loving Mom is in the house. I see you. Thank you guys for stopping in and watching the podcast. And for those listening as well, thank you to you. Let's go ahead and look at this Metro news. Some of you may be prepaid customers. And if that is the case, you are a prepaid customer, Metro is usually one of the options that you've probably considered. Some of you actually might be Metro customers. And if you are, or if you're a prospective customer, Metro by T-Mobile is changing their device upgrade policy. So currently, and in the recent past, what they have done is they have made customers eligible for upgrades to their devices 90 days from their previous or last upgrade or most recent activation. So let's say January 1st, you did an upgrade. Let's say you had a Moto E3 and you upgraded to the Moto E4. I don't know. I just made that up. All right. That upgrade, if done on January 1st, would mean that you would be eligible for upgrade pricing and that type of a device promotion 90 days from that date. So 3 months afterwards. So we'll say January, February, March. Upon the completion of that 3-month, 90-day window, you would be eligible for another upgrade. You don't have to upgrade if you don't want to. If you were happy with the phone you had, you don't have to upgrade. But a lot of people on, prepaid services like Metro by T-Mobile and Boost Mobile, a lot of times they look forward to these upgrades to get in, a more, recently launched device. Maybe it's an LG Stylo, or it's a K7 or whatever phones they got, right? You would be eligible for those upgrades after those 90 days are up, right? So what they're actually doing at Metro by T-Mobile is they're actually going to go ahead and extend that upgrade duration. They're going to double it. So instead of it being 90 days between the offers, the new policy is going to be 180 days after your last activation or last upgrade. So that means instead of after 3 months, you can upgrade after 6 months. That kind of stinks. Because if you're the type of person who likes to get into a more recently launched phone or something newer, you're going to have to hang on a little bit longer. So, looking at the Metro by T-Mobile recent trends, I think what they're trying to do here is they're trying to implement this policy, this change to the upgrade policy, to align more readily with their 2020 revenue targets. The reason why this is going to help their revenue targets is because it removes or saves T-Mobile money from subsidizing lower costs on the phones. Because what happens with these upgrade pricings and these upgrade promotions is you take advantage of it by the phone being cheaper. So for example, if you go to Metro by T-Mobile and buy a device outright, you might pay $200. But with an upgrade promotion, it might only cost you $99 or possibly $50. And in some promotions, especially like with port-ins and stuff like that, you might get a device for free. So essentially what Metro by T-Mobile wants to do here is this is a cost savings. If customers are upgrading less often with a subsidized deal on a phone, that keeps more money in Metro by T-Mobile's pocket. It means they don't have to come out of pocket to subsidize the cost of the device. So the SMT takeaway, my takeaway on this item is it essentially doubles the duration of time a customer has to be on Metro by T-Mobile before they get their device upgrade. All right, so that means they're upgrading like half as often as before. So you might upgrade now twice a year, when before you were upgrading 4 times a year. If you were to take advantage of an upgrade price every 3 months, now you'll be doing it every 6 months. Is it make or break for a customer? Maybe not. For somebody who maybe, has been very spontaneous about their phone purchases, now you might have to be a little bit more selective about how you choose a phone. Instead of it only needing to last 3 months, you really have to kind of make it last 6 months. So that might mean you have to buy better cases, better protections in case you damage or break your phone, screen protectors, things like that. And your upgrade needs to last you longer. So you may actually have to buy a phone or look into phones that maybe have better software optimizations, better build quality, higher quality devices. You may have to be a little bit more selective and choosy about what you get. Because in my opinion, making a phone last 3 months is quite easy. Making it last 6 months, it may be a little bit more challenging, especially at a lower level price point or entry price point where a lot of Metro by T-Mobile customers tend to be when looking at upgrades. So, word to the wise, choose your upgrade carefully. You're not going to get an upgrade every 3 months. Now you'll be getting it every 6 months. Digital OP, what is going on? Good to see you. Glad you could make it. Paul, I see you. Jose, good to have you guys. Tito, glad you could make it. We just talked about the new Metro by T-Mobile policy change. Upgrade promotions are now every 6 months instead of every 3. All right, let's transition over to AT&T, shall we? And this is the big one. I have the summary of the AT&T Quarter 2 earnings report for the year of 2020. This just happened this morning. The investors meeting took place. If you go to AT&T Investors Relations in a Google search, you'll be able to access this document, and you could see exactly how AT&T did. Now, I've always reminded people how big of a company AT&T is. Their total revenue for this quarter 2 of 2020, was $41 billion. B as in boy, not million, billion. This is a massive company. AT&T is big time. 41 billion. There are some companies that don't make 41 billion in a year. AT&T does that in a quarter. Huge, right? They offer wireless, they offer wireline, they have TV offers, they have home internet, they got all types of stuff. They're here in the US, They're in Latin America. They are in Asia. They're all over the place. Hands and everything. Anyways, quarter 2, 2020 for AT&T was really, really bad. They had a really tough quarter. No surprises. The pandemic has really rocked a lot of United States companies and a lot of international companies and companies in other locations and other countries. In general, it was so dramatic. I believe that the pandemic may have affected their earnings by over 9%. Business is down all over the place in every marketplace, every company. So I'm not surprised there. We got a disclosure from AT&T. Their net debt is now $152 billion. That is a ton of debt. And the revenue and business in general being down 9.4% lends itself to possibly showing the downside of the wireless. I think it's inevitable. If your company is down and you're in wireless, there's probably a chance it is as well. Anyways, the CapEx for the company was $4.5 billion for the quarter. So that's how much they spent. $1 billion was spent in 5G spectrum. So they're continuing to build out their wireless network. That's not going to stop. So they spent big in the quarter. Looking at their wireless metrics, this is where things get important for our channel. Total phone net adds was minus 16,000 subscribers. Minus 16,000. And the way this math works is on the postpaid side, these are customers who pay after a month of service. These are customers that get credit checks. You guys know postpaid. They lost 151,000 of those customers. That sucks because those are customers that pay the premium pricing for service. Those customers are profitable. Those are the customers that carriers want. That's what T-Mobile wants. That's what Verizon wants. That's what AT&T wants. The prepaid side had a net add of 135,000 customers. So let's get this straight. Postpaid for AT&T was a nightmare. Prepaid was beautiful. Something's got to give there. The churn rate, which is a measure of customer retention, how well a carrier can keep the customers they have, keeping them from leaving. The lower the churn rate, the better. The churn rate for postpaid was 0.84, which is very, very good. Very, very good. Their prepaid churn rate was sub 3.0, which means that probably is one of the lowest prepaid churn rates I've ever seen. All right, anything around 3% is excellent for prepaid. Prepaid customers are very nomadic. They migrate from like one prepaid carrier to the next. They jump ship and they go to new offers, whatever carrier is providing them the best deal at the time. Okay? So AT&T prepaid to Verizon prepaid to Visible to Boost Mobile to Metro, these customers go all over the place. So the fact that their prepaid churn rate was so low is very celebratory. Right? You could definitely see that as successful. What's kind of concerning is when I look at the postpaid losses at minus 151,000, those are the most profitable customers. So you lost the best part of your business. You lost a lot of customers. This statistic is crazy. AT&T had 338,000 involuntary disconnects. We just got done talking about the pandemic and how it affected a lot of businesses. The reason it affects the businesses is because it affects the customers. When customers have money, they're not afraid to spend. The problem with involuntary disconnects is these are customers that wanted to pay and probably normally would have paid their bill, but were unable to, and they were turned off. 338,000 involuntary disconnects at AT&T. Postpaid ARPU was $54.47. That's average revenue per user. That's probably the highest in the market. We'll know more on August 6th when we get the T-Mobile numbers, and I think Verizon is next to report here in July, so I'll keep you guys tuned into that. AT&T Fiber, they had 225,000 ads, and then AT&T on their broadband side, home internet, had 102,000 ads. Generally speaking, media is down. Their TV offers and things like that. It looks like HBO Max is doing well. It looks like, generally speaking, though, the media side is down. Premium video ARPU is up. And then from the media side, well, I should say looking at like wireline services and paid TV subscriptions, they had 91,000 involuntary disconnects, people that could not pay their bill. So really a mixed bag. AT&T is profitable. They make good money on the ARPU basis. Their churn rate, customers aren't leaving. Prepaid did very good. And actually, it looks like the SMT was right. I'm not often right. I always joke that I'm always wrong. It looks like I was right about predicting what was going to happen with prepaid and postpaid. I did a video about 3 months ago in which I said a lot of customers were going to have a hard time with the current economic situation, and they would be transitioning from the expensive, more premium postpaid and migrating over to prepaid. And I think it was inevitable. I just saw the direction of the economy. I saw where things were heading, and it just made total sense. Customers that can't afford to pay, $300 for 5 premium lines on AT&T could probably have an easier time affording those 5 lines for $160 or $180 on prepaid. All right, that's just the way it is. It was literally a move that people probably had to make, downgrading premium postpaid service for a much more entry-level prepaid service. Sad to see, but that's the case that we're dealing with. AT&T is a company that is undergoing a lot of executive shakeups. John Stankey is their new CEO. He was promoted from the Time Warner president position. Randall Stevenson is gone. It looks like the company is going to be trying to shave a lot of the debt, trim the fat, as they like to say. We'll probably see a lot of people getting fired in the near term, a lot of people getting laid off. And, AT&T does continue to pay dividends as an investment, but it's getting harder to do that. I think at some point AT&T in the near future will at least have 1 or more quarters without a dividend because they've got a lot of debt. A lot of rumors that they're going to try to sell DirecTV. A lot of rumors that they, want to try to get rid of assets that are not profitable or easily maintained. That's probably going to happen. They already sold off their Time Warner Gaming arm. So, Pete, good to see you, man. What's up, Bionic Scoop? Good to see you. Alex, good to have you. Yeah, they're going to be undergoing a lot, and they'll be cutting a lot of jobs. Not everybody is Verizon, right? Verizon retrained 20,000 employees that they could have laid off. T-Mobile has been laying off thousands, right? Eliminating complete teams from the Sprint side, shutting down thousands of stores, eliminating contracts with Metro dealers. There's been all types of craziness dealing with the pandemic, and it's just a sign of the situation that we have, the circumstances. Let's stick with AT&T, actually. AT&T has announced that as of August 7th, they will be launching nationwide 5G, and they will be including it for all customers. So if you are their most basic entry-level postpaid plan, which I think is the starter unlimited plan, I'm not sure about its price point or anything like that, but previously you didn't have access to 5G. Now you do. And I'm not just talking their low-band 5G, not just their N5, 850 megahertz, but also their 5G Plus, which is their millimeter wave. They already opened it up, and I think originally it was only for business and enterprise customers. They opened it up to general consumers. Now they're giving it to all unlimited plans on the postpaid side. So you'll have access to N5, their low-band 5G, 850 megahertz, which will be nationwide as of August 7th. I think the refarm is completely done. So that'll be cool. Also, the 5G Plus, which is millimeter wave, I think they have 26 or 28 gigahertz holdings. I forget what they are. N257. I know Verizon has 260 and 261. It's hard to keep track of it all, but and they're building that out exponentially fast. Like more and more sites in the Cleveland area, more and more sites where they have it. We don't have a map yet. I know they have it in Las Vegas. Carlos has tested it. It's really fast. It's actually really good. We just don't know where it is always. So that would be nice to get a map eventually. So in the future, AT&T also committed to giving every postpaid customer mid-band 5G access. So once we start to see band 2, band 66, all these other mid-band connections through dynamic spectrum sharing DSS, you'll not only be able to use all the mid-band and all these bands with LTE, but you'll also be able to use it with 5G. And we know that they are very close to a standalone 5G core, so they'll have standalone 5G in the very near future. You guys got to keep in mind, it's almost August. So when they start saying things like Q3 and Q4, we are right around the corner. The year is more than halfway done, right? We're ending July. We're about to hit month number 8. And Zach, I'm very excited for DSS too, and AT&T is far along in that. So yeah, there's a lot to be excited about. And then we got the new iPhone up and coming, and that's going to be 5G compatible. It's got the X60 modem. It's going to be a lot of fun to see what's up and coming in the near-term future with these devices and these networks. I think it's nice that AT&T finally wised up and said we're going to give all 5G to all customers. That's what they should have done from the beginning. Not that 5G was really built out yet, but, in principle, you don't want to hold out customers who are, postpaid, premium paying customers. You don't want to keep them out from anything. So that's kind of where that's at. And we'll wrap up some AT&T news here. This is something that people that have legacy tech, older devices, AT&T is sending out emails and notifications to customers that if you are on a non-voice over LTE device in 2022, you are going to be that device is not going to work on their network anymore. So everybody's all up in arms. Oh no, our phones, we're going to have to upgrade our phones. Well, they're shutting down 3G and HSPA. So if you're going to shut all that down, and your customers still have devices that rely on those connections as primary, those customers are going to have to upgrade. That's truly what it is. It's just the fact that you're gonna take AT&T, who's going to refarm all the older legacy tech, and they're going to refarm it to LTE and 5G. So because of that, there's going to be nothing to connect to for a 3G only device or a 4G only device. So, any device that's really old, there are some people with some 5 and 10-year-old devices that still are connecting to 3G and HSPA. You're going to have to upgrade eventually. So once they start shutting down and decommissioning all that stuff, you're going to have to make sure you have a compatible device. If you've upgraded your device recently in the last couple of years, you have nothing to worry about. That email, that notification is not for you. That's for people running some older legacy tech. So those are the most recent updates about AT&T and what's going on with the company. Their 5G, their decommissioning of HSPA, 3G, and old legacy technologies. We also took a look at their earnings report and how they did. A lot of things that are concerning, but hey, it's a pandemic. The economy is just different now, and they'll be making adjustments, some things that people aren't going to like, and, call a spade here on the SMT. It's going to be bad. They will be laying people off. They will be finding ways to shave and reduce their debt load. It's massive, $152 billion. And they got a new CEO, and they've acquired a lot of debt, and that stuff is all going to have to be dealt with. So we'll see how that plays out. We'll see what quarter 3 looks like. We'll see what quarter 4 looks like, and hopefully world economies and national economy can improve. We also talked about the Metro by T-Mobile update. to their device upgrade policy, moving from 90 days to 180 days. That should help T-Mobile save money and not have to subsidize so many phones as frequently as they did in the past. That's really pretty much it. I only wanted to kind of do this, like a 30-minute podcast, keep it short, keep it sweet. So this will conclude the audio-only version of the podcast. So thank you for listening, and thank you for supporting the SMT Wireless Report. All right, so I just wrapped up the Anchor podcast. Yeah! Now back to the YouTube side. Y'all are the best. What are we doing here? I see you guys, just to look at some of the comments, I see a lot of you guys are talking about AT&T. Tito says not bad here in Phoenix. It's pretty good here in the CLE. Pretty good market for it here. I found some millimeter wave too. It's really fast. Rich, I've heard that about AT&T out west. Pete's told me in Colorado it's spotty. What's going on, Ray? Good to see you, man. Alex, what is up? Yeah. Hey, Gene, what's going on, man? Josh, I see you. I've been saying that for 3 years. Nice. AT&T sucks in some malls. Must be the internal coverage isn't there, right? Indoor coverage, I should say. Hopefully I didn't miss any super chats. Inadvertent, didn't mean it. So just in case. Lawrence, I see you. Robert's in the house. All right, so yeah, Josh, that N41 issue that Carlos saw yesterday in his Periscope and his YouTube video, that's a problem, man. Yeah, Josh, in my opinion, T-Mobile's gonna have to improve their network performances. Those upgrades got to be a better quality. Does T-Mobile have 5G in Buffalo, New York? Robert, I'm not sure about that. I would guess they do on some level because they're doing 600 megahertz focus on that. So, actually, no, Info Assistant, we're about to wrap up. We've already been on for like 30-some minutes. Verizon is the best. Yeah, it's a pretty good network. I know, Bob. I missed the big party. I know. I woke up and Carlos was still live. It was crazy. A rebranded Galaxy Z Flip on August 7th. All right, that's interesting. We'll see what that's like. T-Mobile has sub-6 NR in Buffalo, not millimeter wave. Okay, good to know. Hi, Kathy. Good to see you. Yeah, you got it, Brennan. No problem, broski. Yeah. Oh, Buffalo, New York was launched this week. Nice, dude. Recent upgrades. I'm all for it. David P., what is going on? Good to see you. Yeah. A little parched, man, these live streams, these podcasts. All right, so just as a reminder, for those of you that like the live streams and like the podcast, but you want the audio-only version, we're on all of the podcast apps now. Apple, Google, Spotify, Anchor, Breaker, what is it? Overcast. I mean, we're on all of them. I've got links in the description box for that. We're also doing the Patreon, right? So you guys can check out that link in the description box if you want to become a member of that community. Let's see here. What else we got for you guys? Twitter handle, we do Periscope Lives. I'll probably be doing one pretty soon. So maybe, follow me on Twitter, @SneedTech. And go ahead and get on the Periscope side of things. It's integrated with the Twitter app. So do check that out. Do me a solid. If you guys appreciate the daily dedication from the SMT, the way you can show your appreciation is by hitting the like button and sharing this to your socials. Oh, yes, Verizon quarter earnings. Yes, they are tomorrow. So we got AT&T's done today. We'll have Verizon's tomorrow. And then I think, if I'm not mistaken, August 6th would be T-Mobile's. So, yeah, we'll see what they look like. We'll see if their numbers are similar or different, than AT&T's. We'll see what happens. Hashtag 2LiveCrew if you watch this in the live. Hashtag Replay Gang if you watch this on replay. Hashtag Mod Squad if you're holding it down in the chat with a blue wrench. Bang, bang. Hashtag Ravioli Gang if you're watching this while you were hungry or eating lunch. thank you guys so much for watching, listening in, however you did today. Yeah, T-Mobile is August 6th. Thanks for that, Teletech. Appreciate you. Caleb, yeah, Skunk Ape cometh. Yeah, buddy. Appreciate it. Yeah, Mikey Tech Review. Hashtag Ravioli Gang. Yeah, thank you guys for being a part of the show. I wanted to keep it nice and short and sweet. About 37 minutes here. Let's go ahead and wrap this up. Thank you to my moderators. Thank you for my viewers. Thank you to all those in the live chat who are in on the discourse and the conversation. Thank you to everybody who liked this video, who shared it, tweet it out, share it to your Instagram, your Facebook, however you do it. Thank you so much for that. Thank you to all my patrons. Thank you guys for supporting me there. I think that's pretty much it. You guys are the best. I think what we'll do is we'll go ahead and make sure you guys know that I do appreciate you. Here are the hashtags for today's show. Thank you guys for being here, all members of the community. However you interact with the show, we do appreciate you very much. And then what we'll do here for the outro, make sure that if you are new, maybe this is your first time here, the first show you've seen, you hit that subscribe button for more of the SMT. Activate that bell notification icon so you never miss an upload. And then there's the Patreon page if you're interested in checking that out. Link is in the description box below. That's it. Let's go ahead and ride out. Thank you guys for watching this edition of the SMT podcast. I hope to see you soon on the next edition of the show or the next video. You guys are amazing. Be safe, be healthy, live long and prosper, and I hope you make a lot of money, and whatever makes you happy, I hope you find it. Thank you guys again for watching. I'm the SMT, and we'll catch you on the next one. Peace! Yeah!